Making your home more energy efficient has a lot of perks, but it is actually better for your wallet too and the planet.
But not all homes are created equal, and it's a lot easier to make a new home efficient than to renovate an old home.
Right.
And there's a completely different set of challenges for manufactured homes.
So Joel Hasgard is the co-director of Clean Energy Resource Teams at the University of Minnesota. Joins us now to explain. Joel, thanks so much for your time. We appreciate it. You found that energy bills take up much larger portion of income for the people who live in, let's say, mobile home parks or manufactured homes itself. Why is that the case? Are they not holding in the heat and the AC in the summertime?
Well, that's exactly right. Thanks for having me on, Molly and Jordan. Most of us are lucky enough to have an energy burden. That's our monthly energy costs of about, let's say, 3 or 4% of our monthly bills. But for some folks, that can be 10, 20, even 30%. And then they're starting to figure out, do I choose food? Do I choose medicine? Do I choose keeping my home cool in the summer if I'm in the southern states, or warm in the winter up here in Minnesota? So, in Minnesota, we have about 180,000 people in manufactured home parks and in trailer homes. Nearly half of those folks are making $35,000 or less in their income. And getting to your point, trailer homes, a lot of them are Energy Star rated. They're fantastic models being built these days, but some of the older models, it's really hard to insulate them. There's not a lot of insulation you can put in the walls or in the ceiling. Sort of the only place for insulation is under the belly. So you have to kind of get under the skirting and get underneath there. And, maybe there's toys from 30 years ago or a dead raccoon. So, it's interesting to try to make them as energy efficient, as comfortable, and as safe as possible.
So what are some of the ways that we can weatherize manufactured homes to make them more efficient?
Sure, that's a great question, Molly. So, first of all, I would suggest to all of your viewers to look at energy assistance. It's a federal program, and make sure that if they're income qualified, that they're taking advantage of that. Google energy assistance, because that can help you pay for energy bills. But then it'll also help get a weatherization crew coming to your home, whether you're a homeowner or a renter, or you're in a trailer or just a regular stick-built home, or even multifamily housing. And they can help tighten up the home. But to get to your point, Molly, first of all, we want to seal as many holes as possible, is the short way of saying that. So caulking or weather stripping or air sealing, those homes around the plumbing fixtures and the air ducts. Insulation, as I mentioned earlier, which is kind of an issue sometimes with trailer homes. Make sure your windows and doors are energy efficient as possible. And then there's little things that, there's your LED light bulbs and things like that. For the manufactured homes or the trailer homes, there's something like a belly wrap, which is basically making sure your insulation underneath there is tight and doesn't have a bunch of holes in it. But because that's where a lot of the piping goes, that can be a little bit of a challenge.
Yeah, I can imagine. And quickly, I know you've kind of come up with a cool method of how to get the word out for folks. What have you been doing?
Oh yeah, thanks. We've tried, we realize I'm an energy geek, right? So I'm thinking about energy all the time, but a lot of folks aren't. They have 1,000 other things to think about, a lot of other worries to deal with. So, we were trying to do a one-day blitz where we will talk to folks at the park. They are concerned about climate change, but they're also concerned about their pocketbook issues and, making their home as safe and comfortable as possible. We'll say, look, we want to come to the park for one day only, and we're going to bring the utility folks there. We're going to bring the weatherization folks there and the energy assistance folks. I'm going to come with my crew and kind of fill in some gaps of funding maybe for some additional projects. Let us know what matters to you and when you get together. And sometimes that's a national night out. Sometimes it's the end of summer and they're having an ice cream social. They've told us, hey, come to the manager's office at the end of the month. That's when everybody's paying their rent bills, and set up a tent there. They've told us, why don't you, the school bus drops off the kids at 3:30 every day. Put your tent out right there by the bus stop and work with our residents that way. So we try to do as much as we can in one day, focus on everything we can in one day, and then we build a relationship with the folks in that park. And if we have to, we go back a second or third time. And we try to make it as fun and interesting as possible because, like I said, insulation isn't the most exotic or exciting thing
Right.
people want to
That's so true. It's
You wanna
not.
think
But you know
about,
what?
right?
It's important, and you are making it fun. Joel Haskard, the co-director of Clean Energy Resource Teams at University of Minnesota. Thank you for your time. We appreciate it.